Hello, and welcome to Wolfie's Unscripted Reviews. This week, we are doing Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Yeah, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Why are we doing this game? Well, Monster Hunter 4 is coming this stateside soon, and I got this one for the Wii, and I had it on the 3DS, and I had it on the Wii U, so this is the Wii U version, and we're specifically going to be reviewing the Wii U version and the 3DS version at the same time because they're the same game. Well, technically, they were all the same game, but this one is very specifically the same one as the 3DS because it is Ultimate. And so we're going to be talking about Monster Hunter, which is a game series that I fell in love with at Try. So what are some things that I can mention about Monster Hunter that someone hasn't mentioned before? Nothing. Because, in all honesty, this is a game that has actually been torn apart from all sides. It has been considered a hardcore action game, some call it Monster Hunter and Gatherer. There are several different things that people feel about this game, and there's a good reason, and it's because this game is actually rather widespread. You don't just spend time hunting monsters. No, you spend time collecting resources to build weapons, to hunt monsters, to get better resources, so you can hunt more monsters. It's kind of an endless cycle that is actually kind of counterproductive if you think about it. But, I digress. This is still fun. Collecting resources to hunt the next monster. Once you defeat the next monster, you get the sense of accomplishment that you've defeated something that you've never defeated before for the first time. And this sense of accomplishment continues all the way till the end game, and even past then, which is something that few games can actually accomplish. Because as you get better, you will challenge monsters without all the hunting and gathering parts, just because you're good enough to fight them and you challenge yourself and you grow as a hunter. And I say this as a hunter because that is how it is. Because you are the hunter. You get two Shakalaka companions in this game, which are kind of fun and adorable in their own way, which you can equip different masks, which reminds me of Majora's Mask, that gives them different abilities. For example, one of the mid-game, because this one's mid-game is the last one's end-game, the mid-game item that you can get for your Shakalakin is called the False Feline Mask, and it allows your Shakalakin to act like the feline from the Monster Hunter series, throwing bombs everywhere. Most of the creatures in this game are really convincing in their design. A lot of them seem to be based off of dinosaurs, so I didn't know if I was hunting dragons or dinosaurs until I got attacked by my first wyvern. What you are seeing up there is actually a plus version of the wyverns, which is part of the new end game that they added for Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. See, Monster Hunter 3 pretty much ended right as you beat this giant dragonfish. And the story kind of just stops there, and you can go online and continue it, sort of. This game actually talks about consequences of destroying the giant dragonfish, and it's a really funny and kind of twisted story that you end up destroying the ecosystem in ways that you didn't anticipate. And so it results in some harder monsters showing up to fight, new monsters showing up to fight, and it's a really fun second half of the game, especially if you've already played the first half, which they have streamlined so that you can get through it faster, which is an incredible thing because the beginning of Monster Hunter Try was so slow. They did nerf a couple of weapons from Try to Try Ultimate. Longswords no longer have that continuous chain of Soul Blade, which I abused continuously in Try. Yes, I was a longsworder. Now I have switched to Sword and Shield because I have found more use for the Sword and Shield, and the blocking is quite useful, especially against roars. But the game is just exhilarating and fun. So now we're going to talk about each version separately. On the 3DS, this game actually works very well as a portable game, even without the Circle Pad Pro. You get the option to place a little tiny plus arrow key thing on the touchscreen, which works reasonably well without the need of the Circle Pad Pro. Although I do have the Circle Pad Pro, I preferred to play without it because it worked well without it. And the game itself allows you to customize what's on your bottom screen, which is really cool in itself. You can put your potions, your taunts, and everything just on the bottom screen. You can actually make it so you have nothing on your top screen and only on your bottom screen. And you can customize it as much as you would like. The Street Pass functionality with Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate was pretty interesting because it allowed you to hire hunters to do quests without you, which allowed you to grind resources without having to grind resources. And the more you would pass someone, the harder the quest they would get. You can then pay resources to put more hunters into their party so that they had a higher chance of success. The stronger the hunter you find, the more likely they are going to complete their quest. And it is a very interesting system, and I liked how it came together. Which brings me to the Tavern, which in the 3DS version does not have online. The Tavern is pretty much local play only, and it works fairly well. But you have to have 2 copies of the game to do so. There is no single copy mode, which is acceptable because the game is huge. Okay, scope. The scope of this game on the 3DS is actually perfect. It's not too big, but not too small, making it a very open-feeling game on the 3DS. And the graphics are still pretty good for a game on the 3DS. It's very comparable to the Wii, just much smaller on a smaller screen. It performs really well. I did not notice frame rate dropping on the 3DS. Now, let's move on to the Wii U version. And this is the first time Monster Hunter's ever been in HD, I think. Not too sure on that, at least in America. I could say that. Monster Hunter in HD does look impressive. I mean, the monsters look good. The effects that come off the monster and their attacks look good. The only problem is this was a port of the 3DS version, meaning certain textures are misplaced. When you're going into the ocean, it looks like it was on the 3DS. And that is something that they could have fixed easily by putting HD textures and a few more animations. And it's not that the Wii U couldn't handle it. We've seen much better looking games from that point. A lot of it seems that they just didn't want to put that much effort into the HD jump to the Wii U. And it's okay, but I was kind of disappointed by the graphics of this game because it does look the best out of all of them. It plays the best out of all of them, and I just wish there was a little bit more oomph to it. Now, how does this game play on the Wii U though? Amazingly. With the second stick and everything all there, this game actually plays the most impressively on the Wii U. Hunting monsters is more fun, you have online capabilities, and you can even do crossplay between your 3DS and your Wii U. And it makes the game feel that much better. On the Wii U, I would definitely recommend this. On the 3DS, I would recommend this. But I'm going to talk about one of the most interesting features. And you need to make sure you're not sharing a game if you're doing this. The game allows you to actually transfer your hunter between the Wii U and the 3DS version back and forth. The only problem is it's an all or nothing deal. All files transfer one to the other. And you cannot transfer from one account to another account because you'll end up just erasing the data on the 3DS and then you won't be able to truly... It's confusing, but it makes sense. All it's doing is it's transferring your data from one to the other. So you can actually play on the Wii U when you're at home, put it on your 3DS really quickly, take it out, and go and hunt out with friends. And it is possible to do so. The feature just feels a little odd, because I would rather there just be one file that goes back and forth. It is an all or nothing approach, and so I don't use it that often. I actually have 2 separate saves at any given moment. So it is a weird, kind of different approach to things. And hopefully the next time we see a game like this on the Wii U and 3DS, we will see an improvement on this system. So in the end of the day, what does Monster Hunter Tri Ultimate 3DS and Wii U get? Well, it's actually going to get 2 separate scores. On the 3DS, I would give this one a 9.5 because it is crazy fun and addicting. You look at this game, you don't go, oh, it's just another hunting game. No, Monster Hunter is incredible. It is the only game I know like it that people can look at it and call it a hack and slash, but it's not, because it takes more strategy than hack and slash games do. And it's a great series, and on the 3DS, it is just amazing, and there's nothing to compare to it. The Wii U version, though, gets docked down to an 8.5 just because of disappointed porting. There was actually a frame rate dropping issue in one of the zones that there shouldn't have been a frame rate dropping issue. And it was stupid. Like, it was just sloppy porting. And so I can't give it the best score possible, even though it controls the best out of all of them. As always, this is my opinion. You can trust it, you cannot trust it. I am an honest person when it comes to these games. If I play them and like them, I'm going to tell you about it. If I don't like them, I'm probably not going to tell you about it, because I don't like rating games badly. You can leave a comment in the comment section, you can click the pie, go back to our channel, or you can subscribe and see more. I thank you guys again. Wolfie, out. I like throwing the games.